You want to talk about some Natasha Denona and Rare Beauty with me today on Not Fit for Print Beauty. I'm Rebecca, and I'm a fashion and beauty editor who has been in the business for well over 20 years, interviewing, following around, ghostwriting for, documenting some of the biggest names in fashion and beauty, and that has given me the guts to start Not Fit for Print Beauty, because it's digital. Not Fit for Print Beauty right here on YouTube to give you a sort of digital beauty magazine to look through every day or so. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And as a little bit of a lead into, I will kind of plug a video coming up. I have the Natasha Denona Mini Gloom palette here that we are going to start by talking about. Now, for me, this product has arrived to me a little bit late. I usually get things pretty early, but I mentioned, and people were kind of excited about this, so I thought, I'm glad I teased this. I mentioned in a video a few days ago that I was going to get this a little, well, for me, what qualifies as late, because Ulta has barred me from ordering from them. And I cannot tell you how many people went, oh, you must tell us why. And I thought, oh, should I? So I'm going to. I have some stuff on Sephora too. And I know so many of you out there have your own stories to share. So I am going to do our kind of group therapy session about this. I'm going to spill the tea probably Sunday this week. So anyway, make sure you're subscribed and stick around because I am going to tell you. And it's quite, I think, quite interesting. And I think I'm going to get some insight from you guys about it as well. It's a battle that's been going on. So I want to share that with you about me and Ulta. Also a little bit about me and Sephora too, to be honest with you. All right, let's go ahead and talk about these two brand new releases, still new enough to count as new right here today. The first thing is a little release from Rare Beauty, but Rare Beauty releases and birthday girl, Selena Gomez, wasn't it just her birthday? So she just released the Rare Beauty Positive Light Luminizing Lip Gloss. It's $20, which for a high-end product these days is kind of good. Look, I'm not going to say it's cheap because of course it isn't, but you know what I mean? It's a little nicer feel. I mean, it's even $5 less than some others I've seen. I bought it in the shade Spark, but there's 5 other shades for a total of 6, each $20. There's even a kind of a clear shade that leans a little bit blue and icy, which could be very pretty and probably would have worked with this cool tone look I'm going for today. But at any rate, I picked up the shade Spark. This and the eyeshadow I will take out into the warm California sunshine. And we do have timestamps below for anyone in a hurry, but I haven't forgotten to do that. Don't worry about it. This is a cushiony, non-sticky lip gloss that comes with a pleasant peach scent. Who doesn't like a nice peach scent to their lip gloss? Which is kind of interesting because we're used to a vanilla scent, right? So this is the shade Spark. It's got a little bit of a cool tone for today's look. I tried to do all cool everything. My cheeks have a cool tone from Ilia. Got the cool Prada highlighter. I don't mean cool like, whoa, cool. I meant cool toned. And so, this is a little cool, but that blue shade definitely would have been. So let's go ahead and try it on. Let's see the peach shade. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. I like Rare Beauty does things in my style. You know what I mean by that? They do very infrequent releases and there's not a lot to the releases. I kind of like those curated releases. I don't know about you guys, but let's try this on. Oh yeah, it is warmer, isn't it? Very pretty. A very pleasant pink scent that is not overwhelming. There is no stinging, burning, tingling, anything like that. A very pretty little gloss. Again, called a gloss to me kind of feels like an oil, and we have been talking about that recently on this channel. The terms oil and gloss are kind of melding into one. This is, I guess, what today we call a lip gloss, but a few years ago would have been called an oil. So it's not a traditional thick, goopy retro gloss. It is kind of a newfangled, oily lip gloss. Very, very pretty, nice on the lips, and $20 with some fun shades. So a good review for that right off the bat. Now we're going to get into the meat of the matter, why most of you are probably here. If you haven't seen it already, this is the Natasha Denona Mini Gloom Palette for $27. Remember, we used to have these little minis from Natasha Denona for $25, but used to, right? Everything's going up. But it's at $27 now. Yeah, it's called the Mini Gloom because it is supposed to be a moody, mossy, cool-toned palette. It did come with, not with, I mean separately you could purchase a new kind of cooler toned, almost taupish looking liner that I didn't bother to buy. I like Natasha eyeliners. I don't love them. And I am not generally particularly one who looks good in cooler tones. So forgive me, I did skip the eyeliner, but I'm excited to try out the palette. I am home on this channel to what I like to call the Cool Tone Revolution Army. It's free to join. You just need to declare yourself a member. Down in the comment section, you can even give yourself a rank. We have 20-star generals and we have supreme world leaders. It is called the Cool Tone Revolution Army. It is for a group of people who feel that there just aren't enough cool tones being released in makeup today. They feel, perhaps rightfully so, that even when something's called neutral, it's actually warm leaning. So if you are a member of my Cool Tone Revolution Army, this will really appeal to you. I am safe haven for the Cool Tone Revolution Army, and I'm always attracted to cool tones. I actually am not a member though, because I don't look good in them. This is an Ilia Cool Tone blush. I'll put it in the description bar, and it works for me, but that's about as cool tone as I could get without looking dead. So I'm a little nervous about this palette, but I really think it's quite pretty. So I'm hoping it looks good. We'll see. Let's first take this and our one shade of our Rare Beauty Positive Light Luminizing Lip Gloss outside to look at in the warm California sunshine. There we go. Here's close-up of the Natasha Denona Mini Gloom Eyeshadow Palette. And then over to the right of it by my wrist is the Spark shade of the Positive Light Luminizing Lip Gloss. I just wanted you to be able to see it outside. Not really sure those warm and cool tones would always, necessarily go together, but being a gloss, I think it gives off a cool enough vibe. I always tell people that when they ask me. I get a lot of DMs and people say, I'm doing this lip and this eye, are they going to work together? Generally, most shades, not all, but most shades can kind of go together. Red and green, there's a little bit of argument, but for the most part, most shades can go together if their undertone is the same. So cool and cool, warm and warm, if you keep those together, you're usually can't go wrong. It's just kind of a layman's entry into color tone theories, but this definitely is cool. This one, not quite as much, but it's a gloss. All right, let's give it a try. I have put this off long enough. I love it. I think this palette is beautiful to look at, but I don't know what we're going to have when we put it on. So let's give it a try. I've got some Sonia G brushes out here, and I'm going to go into this last shade right here and just take a little bit of it off on my thumbkin. And then I'm just going to put this into the crease. You can't go wrong with that, especially this matte shade with my hooded eyes. Very pretty. No complaints there, that's for sure. But these Natasha Denona shades are very powerful. So that is why, as you can see, most of that is, I hope you can see that, on my thumb there. That way I can wash my hands off and not just get that all over my eyes. When something goes on a little too dark, I don't enjoy it. The new Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeshadows, for instance, I mean, there's no way to make those apply gently. With Natasha Denona and even Pat McGrath, you can kind of blot off your brush and be okay. Those Victoria Beckham ones are really like you're heavy-handed even when you're not trying to be, which is a bit strange for me, to be honest. Let's go in. I switched brushes here, also Sonia G. Let's go into this interesting beigey khaki shade, which I guess would go with that liner. I'm going to run a little bit of it kind of under the eye. See if it shows. A little bit of an army green shade. A lot of greens going on right now at the moment. Hey, do you need this compared in a swatch next to something else? I do those over on Instagram. You're welcome to ask me here or send me a DM. I check my DMs, or comment on Instagram, and I will make sure to get that done for you as long as I have the other palette. Chances are I do. I'm still working with this green shade here and just kind of making a little V in the corner. And so far, you guys, I gotta tell you, I'm really pleased. I was scared because, like I told you, I'm always very attracted to these cooler shades, but they generally make me look dead. So far, I'm very pleased with that look. I think that's actually really pretty. Okay, we've done two matte shades. So now we have some room and some space for some of our more fun shades here. Okay, let's go ahead in with this darker. It's kind of dark. I don't think I want to use all five. I got to be honest with you. If I weren't here with you and I were just doing a look for myself, I think I might skip this blue-gray shade. But I want to work with it. And see, it starts to get a little too smoky for me. When things start to feel a little dark for me, I'm out. But I think I'm making this work. I like a smoky eye, but I tend to like a smoky eye on me when a makeup artist does it. When I do it, I always feel like it gets away from me. Again, though, you guys, I'm an editor. I'm not a makeup artist. I told you guys I laughed so hard when somebody was like, you always talk about how you're a makeup artist. And I just don't. I'm like, when have I talked? I guess I just need to put it on screen at all times. I am a journalist, not a makeup artist. Fashion and beauty journalist, not a makeup artist. So, you know, sometimes the smoky eyes get away from me a little bit. I think I'm doing okay today, though. What do you think? Hey, for cool tone shades, it is not making me look dead. I think it's the addition of this green, which has a slight bit of kind of yellowy to it, warms it up a little bit for my face maybe. But that's 3 shades. Now we have these 2 to use. I'm switching brushes again, and I'm going to go in with this light shade here. I want to just go into the inner corner of my eye with this. And then I think I'll use my finger for this pink. If I were doing this on my own, you guys, I would not be using all 5 shades. But I just want to try it out. You know what I really like about this? Kind of to rephrase what I said a minute ago. I like that it can be subtle. Some palettes, like Victoria Beckham Beauty, I'm repeating myself at this point, you can't be subtle even if you want to be. Okay, here's kind of a pink. It goes kind of a silvery foil. So I'm just going to be very gentle with it in kind of in the middle. The other thing I like about this palette, I can tell you right away, is it's not going muddy. I'm really kind of layering these on top of one another, and it's not getting all muddy and yucky. I mean, take a look here. You can see the distinct shades, even though in some areas of my eyes I have them layered. That's really pretty. Oh, wow. I'm going to almost, you know what I think I will? I'm going to declare this the first actual cool tone palette that has worked for me. That's a big thing for me to say, you guys. I haven't usually said that. I miss NATASHA DENONA eyeshadow. I haven't been playing with her eyeshadow recently. For me, what makes this palette, what scares me about this palette is this deeper, darker shade, but it behaved. But I think for me, who can generally only wear neutralish, warmish tones, safe haven for the cool tone army, but not necessarily a member right here. For me, what saves it is this pea green shade, pea soup green shade, we'll call it, which has that little bit of yellow to it, and I think really makes it work. So I keep saying I wouldn't use all 5 of these if I weren't sitting here with you. What would I do? I probably would have done this shade, definitely the green shade, and then maybe one of these lighter ones, or a matte look with these 2. Those are really pretty. I think the color story here is actually elegant and lovely. I know a lot of people have been saying, wow, we should do a midi of these. That would be cool. Sometimes NATASHA DENONA will do that too. She'll do either a midi or a mini after a midi, and it's like a color extension, almost like a new row. A midi would be 3 new rows. I understand, but you know what I'm saying. She'll play around with where else can she take the color story. I think it's really fun when she does that. She likes to be adventurous. But these are beautiful. This is my favorite mini that NATASHA DENONA has released in some time, which I am surprised to hear myself say because, like I said, the cool tones are generally not real wearable for me. Very, very pretty. I am super, super happy with that look. Never thought I'd hear myself say that. Just goes to show, get out of your comfort zone a little bit with makeup. If I didn't have a channel and I weren't doing reviews professionally, I probably would have skipped this. Cool tone, no thank you. But now I think this is going to be in actual heavy rotation and use for me. A real pretty one. All right, what do you guys think? Are you a cool tone person who's rejoicing? Is the addition of that pea soup green shade to you make it not cool enough? I need your opinions. Let me know. Are you interested in seeing my Ulta Sephora /Slam coming this weekend? I think I'm going to do it. I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to do it. So let me know down below. That helps me. When so many people asked for it in the last video, I was like, oh, really? Well, maybe I will. You know, so you can let me know. I got that tea to spill. And it's good, too, I think, really. So let me know all your thoughts on cool tones. Did you go ahead and pick this up? If you got the kind of blue sparkly one, from Rare. Let me know if you enjoyed that or if it just kind of looks like a clear, to be honest. I'm really curious about what you have to say, so tell me all. Make sure you share. Follow us over on Instagram and TikTok. You can join us on Facebook. Right here on YouTube, I have a membership. We have weekly lives. I would love to see you there. And make sure you are subscribed. So many requests, but I'm just happy to have you here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.